You are tuned in to What a Baltimore Online Radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed are of the host and not of Lady J Media. Thank you and enjoy the show. Hey y'all, it's Spitfire Poetry with your host, John Hansboro. Stay tuned.
I lived in the land, I built things by hand. Our families were taken, our identities mistaken. For hundreds of years, we shed many tears. Although it appears that our culture doesn't respect the tradition we left. And the wisdom is stolen, replaced by linoleum. Floors from the windows to the wall, till the sweat drips in our ball. I still can't complain, and all my kids want things from the wall. They only a few feet tall, but they keep me going. My life is in gold.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I'm your host, John Hansboro. It is Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. Glad to be here. Hope everybody's having a good night. We're going to get right into it tonight. I have the privilege of having one of the DMV's, in my opinion, best poets. I've been following this brother for about 2 years now. I first saw him at Red Emma's. Me and my wife was there. I think it was like 2018, maybe. And I've been following him ever since. We have the poet KennethSomething. Kenny, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I think you just did it first. I don't know if anyone has ever put Kenny and something together. I accept it. It works, but I think you're the first one to call me KennethSomething.
Awesome. I thought that's how do you say your stage name?
KennethSomething.
KennethSomething. Okay. I took off the F. Got you. Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Kenny. I'm Kenneth. I'm sorry.
I take all variations of Kenneth.
Got you. Okay. Got you. Tell me about yourself, though, man. What how long have you been doing poetry?
Professionally, I want to say about 7 years, 8 years, something like that. I stopped counting a little bit. It's about 7 to 8 years.
Why do you write? Like, what is it about writing poetry that you get out of it?
So I think that's a question that consistently, where the answer evolves, right? I think that it's what Felicia does for me. When I first started writing poetry, it was absolute therapy for myself. It's the way me processing some really traumatic situations that happened with my family. And I just didn't know how to process it. So I started writing about it. But then I think that's still true for myself today. Like, I write to kind of process things that I'm experiencing. But I think when people ask that question, they're asking why I write. But I often hear, like, why do I share poetry? Because why I share what I spit is for a different reason than what I write, right? And so I write for me, I spit for everybody else, right? And so that's what that looks like.
You definitely are a inspiring poet, man. Like I said, when I first heard you, I went straight to Instagram and started following you that night, like when me and my wife was on our way home. Do you think that poetry and spoken word are like the same thing, or do you think there's a difference in the two?
It is. I mean, but poetry is a really big umbrella, right? So under poetry, I put hip hop under poetry. I put song lyrics under poetry. I put verse novels under poetry. I put spoken word under poetry. Poetry is a really big umbrella, and then under poetry is different types, right? And so spoken word, which is the type of poetry that I do, is a genre of poetry, if you will.
Gotcha. Now, where are you from, Kenneth? Are you from here? Are you from Baltimore?
I'm from Baltimore.
Gotcha.
I'm say it the way DMV says. I say Baltimore, but the rest of DMV say Baltimore.
Right. Right. Oh man, let me see. You already, so it is therapeutic for you for poetry, because it definitely is for me as well. That's something that I've been doing the last couple of years to heal myself. That's what I love about it. I love that everybody is so different. What inspire? Well, you already said what inspires you to write. When you write, do you get a sense of like a feeling of accomplishment that you got something off your chest if you're going through something? Like when you put it down, like, okay, I got that shit out, I can somehow deal with what I'm dealing with a little bit easier now because I got some of this shit off of me by expressing myself.
So there's moments when I think I'm going through like, we all have moments where we're going through is like a bad experience, right? Trauma of some kind, pain of some kind, bad day, bad week, whatever. And so when I'm in the midst of some type of trauma, when I write, it does feel like a relief. It feels like I got that out of my off of me, right? But sometimes, but that's only maybe like 20% of my writing. The rest of my writing is really trying to figure out my relationship to the rest of the world. Like things just be happening, and I be trying to process like what I think about those things that's happening around me. And it ain't always real personal. It ain't real heavy on me always, but I still have a relationship to it. And poetry is my way to kind of like really process and unpack my relationship to the people and the things and experiences and ideas that I have to interact with every day.
Awesome. So can you share a poem or two for us? I know you got to go soon. You a teacher as well, right? Don't you teach as well?
Yeah, so I teach. I was a professor for a while. I took a break out of the classroom, but I still teach virtual poetry workshops, which is what I got to do after this interview. So I'm going to do that later. But so I'm an educator. That's part of one of the hats that I wear. Just not in a formal classroom right now. I like to just vibe and build with people wherever they are.
Awesome.
Let me see. A poem. All right, here's a poem. Okay. So I don't always get to provide context for poems because often I'm just on a stage, get up there and you just share a poem. But interviews I like to provide like the context of like where does this poem come from. And so the first poem I'm going to share is a poem dedicated to my nephew, Omar. So my nephew in the beginning of COVID came to me and he was just like, hey, I want to, can you buy me a basketball goal? Because, it's COVID. I can't go on the court no more. I can't do whatever. And I just can't, I won't play basketball. So he came to me and like in the return, he was like, no, I'll make you big to the NBA. I'll make sure you good, uncle, right? And so I thought it was hilarious. But anyway, I wrote a poem dedicated to him. My nephew tries out for the basketball team. Says he wants to play for the NBA and get our family out the hood. And I cringe at the idea of my family's survival depending on the NBA, or rather my nephew being accepted. And two, an institution that used to stand for no blacks allowed, but now stands for new black assets, or now blacks add to new bank accounts. See, the NBA makes about $9 billion annually off of Negroes being athletic, or rather Negroes being amazing at entertaining drunk white folks who praise our assist but don't assist our praise, who stole our joy and gave us Jesus Jordans and jerseys. And so now we're picking mascots instead of cotton. And every time they yell cross up, I have to check to see if one is burning. So no, I don't get excited with the idea of my nephew being associated, especially when I know how often hoop dreams leave black boys hanging, no rebound. But how do I tell my nephew to put the ball down was the only way some black boys pass? How do I tell him not to take the shot when shooting is the only way some black boys make it around the block? See, basketball is the only time some black boys travel. It's that ticket across a body of water on purpose, but a free throw ain't freedom. freedom is being property for profit, because them, we ain't nothing but nets, and it's gross how so few kings get to be warriors or wizards, as if all our sons don't have magic, and it's tragic that black boys don't seem to have more options than rapping or the Raptors. But I'd rather see my nephew with Clippers than the Clippers if it means no white man will own him. But I'm so tired of seeing black boys fade away that I pray he ends up on the courts and not in one. See, this country expects all black boys to be at least 6 feet, either tall or deep. They don't care if you end up on the Lakers on the bottom of the lakes when he comes to me. Says, oh, I want to play. I tell him good luck. I hope you make it. But I don't know if I mean the team or tomorrow.
God damn, Kenny. Shit. Okay. God damn. I mean, I love the way you broke down that NBA. Shit. Shit. Is that what is that called? Because I'm not really up on, like, you know, the terminology of different poetry and stuff like that. What is that called? Is that a certain type that you did, the way you put those that NBA like that?
Yeah. So it's just the way make acronyms. It's not a particular particular style of poetry, but I use acronyms as a poetic device in that particular poem.
Got you. Shit. So like on a typical day when you're writing a poem, how long does it take you? Do you take a couple days to write something, or
I take forever. I take forever. A lot of my colleagues, a lot of my poetry friends, they'd be like, yeah, 2 days later, poem done. Not me. It will take me probably 3 months, 4 months to finish a poem. And the reason is because like I might finish the first draft in the first 3 days, but then I take it and I go performing it, and then I kind of look at the audience and listen to the audience and try to get feedback and see if it's doing exactly what I want the poem to do. And then I go back and I edit it, and I go back and I edit it. And so I typically don't finish a poem till like maybe after like 7 or 8 edits. And I'm like, you know what? This makes better. And sometimes I will stumble into a better version of the poem. I'm like, I forgot the next line. And so I would just freestyle a line and be like, well, that line actually better than the actual real line. So let me just go back and edit that and change that until it's final. So yeah, I'm real long-winded. I take a long time. But also my reason is that if I'm creating a poem, in my mind, I want this poem to outlive me 10 times, right? And so it deserves a couple of months.
That's definitely putting your all into it. Shit, yeah. That's definitely putting your all into it. So okay, we got a little bit more time left. Can you share something else for us before you get out of here? I'm gonna let you go soon. But yeah, I would love to hear something else.
All right, I'm gonna switch energies up. That was a little simple. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go with this one. Scripture suggests that the return of Jesus is near. But what if Jesus was already here? Like, what if Jesus decided to reappear as a prostitute or spent her evenings on the straw? What if she walked past you carrying a clutch purse instead of a cross, or had a camel toe instead of a donkey? Would you notice her? Would you speak? Would you get down and wash her feet, or would you deny her of her divinity? Like, what if Jesus had 12 children and no disciples? What if she was from next door rather than Nazareth? What if she turned her rent money into malt liquor rather than her water into wine? For the first time her temple was turned into a marketplace was at the age of 9. What if Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Little John wrote a hip-hop song about her rather than a Bible verse? Would you bother to ask her name? But see, this isn't a criticism about Christians. This is 100% about Kenneth. For the times I was too embarrassed to kiss my mother in public. The days I would pray she wouldn't come to PTAs or school plays because I was too afraid of what folks might say. The times I was too scared to care because I was ashamed of her career, ashamed of her tears, ashamed of her fears, ashamed of her crack pipes and beers. This was the days that my hands were too holy to hold her near. But how do you worship your mother when her name ain't Mary and she ain't married or dating? Look, the names are all the men she's mated with. How do you stand on stomach, know every trick your mother flipped to ensure food met your mouth, that her knees and bowels were not used for praying? See, my mother, she never hang from a cross, but she's been nailed in public a few times. No, she ain't never been crucified, but I know a few crews that tried, and my gym teacher was one. So was the deacon, the few married men creeping, but I guess we're being fucked by Judas. So in your daily to-do list, you become really familiar with the crowing of cocks. But what if Jesus came back as my mother? What if Jesus grew a few extra scars just to prove that all our faith had flaws? What if Jesus' greatest miracle was giving her son everything he needed to live, even she had absolutely nothing to give? And if you can worship a God that sacrificed his only son to save some sinners, then surely you can worship a sinner that sacrificed her soul to save her son.
God damn. Man, you are awesome, bro. I mean, you are awesome. You make poets have to stay on that shit. Like, I'm serious, man, because I feel like you the type of poet when you're around. If I go up on stage, I need to make sure my shit is right because you make it look easy. You know what I mean? You can see the feeling coming from it, and I love it. I love the way that you respect it and what you put into it. It's powerful, Kenny. It's powerful. It's powerful, man. It really is. I commend you. I appreciate you for coming on. I know you got to go. I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you to Yvette Williams. I was checking this out. She said that you are very powerful. You are. I tell you, man. You are definitely a powerful brother. Tell us how we can follow you and keep up with you before you get out of here.
Okay, absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram. It is my preferred social media. I don't really do the Facebook or Twitter and all the other spots. So on Instagram, you can follow me. My Instagram name is Poet Kenneth Something. So the word Poet Kenneth Something. But yeah, that's how you can find me.
Absolutely. Kenneth, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I will definitely stay in touch with you. I stay following you, see what you're doing. So be safe out here, man. Stay vigilant and just keep doing what you're doing, man, because you're inspiring as shit. I mean, you this female that just commented and said that you inspired her to just keep writing. You know what I mean? Just now she's crying wherever she is, and that's what it's all about to me, to be able to, make people feel a certain way. It's nothing like it, man. So I appreciate you, Kenny. Be safe out here, brother. I will see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, brother. Peace. Wow. What I mean, shit. That is Poet Kenneth Something. Kenneth Something. I mean, he God damn. Lord, okay, I gotta get it together. I mean, shit. I love this. I love what I do. I mean, it's nothing like this to me. There's nothing like this to me. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was so like nervous before I had him on today. I don't know what the hell that was about. I was so nervous. I appreciate you, Kenny, brother. That was awesome. I was nervous. I don't, you know what I mean? But this brother here, man, woo, he does not play with it at all. I give a shout out to him. Like I said, I first saw that brother at Red Emma's, man, and a few years ago. When I was with my wife, and when we got there, the bookstore, shout out to Red Emma's and Analysis the Poet, my brother Analysis I had on last week. Red Emma's was jam-packed that night. right? It was jam packed in there, and the setting of where it was at that particular time when I first experienced it, it was right where the books are everywhere around you. Everybody's standing in the aisles. There's a an area in the floor on the floor that's right in front of the wherever you speaking or podium or whatever. And I wanted to go up and share. I had never really was sharing any poetry other than in my church at the time, right? And this brother got up, man, and did his thing. He did like 2 poems, and I was like, "Oh shit, you!" I second guessed I said, "Okay." I wanted to still go up there, but thank God, they were like, "Oh, well, it's too late to sign up now. You're gonna have to wait till next." I was, "Thank you, no problem. I will come back next time." Because I'm telling you, that shit, shit. Damn, man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out to him, though, man. Shout out to him. Um, 3 poets that I when I first got into this that I just followed off the jump from just hearing them, is Kenny something. Shout out to Black Chakra. I had Black Chakra on here before, very humble brother, just off the chain with the words, just absolutely incredible. I've met Lady Breon once at one of my sister Grace's events at Poets for Dinner. And I'm telling you, like, those 3, when I didn't really start getting into this until like maybe 2000. I always been writing, but I never shared anything or really, took it serious enough where as though I wanted to go places and share it until around 2018. And I'm telling you, like them 3, inspired me to take it even more serious and put more thought into what I'm doing, not just writing any goddamn thing, especially if you're going to share it. And not only them, after I started to know and go around different open mics and meet other poets, all of them is dope as shit. And I'm gonna say this too, which is every poet that I've come across within the last, I would say, 5 years, maybe a little longer. It's just that the vibe has always been awesome. I don't know if it's the connection with being writers or being able to express ourselves with our words or writing it down in a certain way. But I always feel comfortable. Every open mic I go to, it's like I feel comfortable as hell. And all of the posts that I've come across and that I've met have just been cool as shit. They just, everybody is to me, shit. Nobody's cocky like I haven't come across that anyway. You know what I mean? I really haven't. And I appreciate every last one of the posts that I've been meeting all around the DMV. I mean, y'all awesome, man. You know what I mean? I feel like this poetry thing, this movement is going in a different direction because we need so much of healing right now. So I believe that may be why. Oh no, I can't sponsor them. That may be why it's just so big right now. You know what I mean? Because right now, I'm telling you, it's off the hook with when you want to go to an open mic or just following different poets. You know what I mean? With the COVID and everything we dealt with, the way to get over a lot of things and to move on and therapeutic for a lot of people is writing or reciting or just listening. People can listen to certain poets or certain words and it just inspires them and does something to them. So anyway, as always, my book Unusual Favor is available on Amazon right now. In the paperback version and in the ebook version. Okay, Spitfire Poetry Volume 1 and Spitfire Poetry Volume 2. Well, this is 1, this is 2, of course. But they are also available on Amazon. I have them in the paperback version. Actually, I'm going to share a couple out of these books. I have them in the paperback version. on Amazon. I have t-shirts still all year round. I'll have t-shirts, $25, any color you want. Shout out to my man, my brother, Theo the Juice Price. Shout out Canfield Athletics. He does all my t-shirts for me. And thank everybody for following me, man. Appreciate y'all. All right. So from Spitfire Poetry Volume 1, this is called A Feeling in My Gut. A Feeling in My Gut. And before I start to read a couple poems before with my last 30 minutes or so, I want to express why I write, okay? Because in all of my poetry books, I have dedications in it and acknowledgments and things like that for people who have inspired me and support me. But I also have a page called Why I Write, and this page is in every one of my poetry books. I'll have this page in it, you know. Spitfire Poetry Volume 3, or that'll be out in February. I'm gonna do Unusual Favor first and put the second one out. But Spitfire Poetry Volume 3 will be out in February, and I am also doing a children's book, so look out for that too. I feel as though it's something that's needed to uplift the kids, give them something to feel good about, man, you know? But anyway, why I write. I write for the people who cannot express themselves. I write for the people without a voice. I write for the dreamers. I write for those who can't quit even if they wanted to. I write for our future leaders. I write for non-believers. I write to motivate and encourage people to press their way through. All right. And I'm going to go with a poet's prayer too. This is called a poet's prayer. Let us pray. It's the Spitfire poet with unusual favor. Grab your neighbor's hand as we bow down in prayer. Father, forgive us for what we do. Our goal in the end is to be just like you. We fall short so many times, and you're there with open arms no matter the crime. So much going on I don't understand. I keep reminding myself of your divine plan. An abundance of hatred expressed in the world. A couple of events lined up with the word. Division, disease, so many things we don't need. The attitude of our leaders is it's all about me. Please cover us all, keep us safe when surrounded by so much harm. Heal the hearts that have turned cold so we can move forward and not be stuck in a season. In Jesus' name we pray and thank you for every reason. All right, that is a poet's prayer. Shout out to Lady J at this is being brought to you, of course, by Lady J Butterfly Entertainment. Lady J Media. Go to ladyjmedia@gmail.com for all of the ways to watch the shows on What Up Baltimore. All right. We're also on YouTube and a couple other different places. So follow What Up Baltimore on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can see and get updates on the information and things that we're doing. Also, as a magazine, look out for the What Up Baltimore magazine. I don't even know what issue it is now. It's been quite a few out now. There's been quite a few. I had the privilege of being in the first one as an author, and that was my first like write up as an author. As now I think about it, that was my first write up as as a published author. So I appreciate you, Lady J. Thank you for that so much. That I still have that magazine. So yeah, you can log on to ladyjmedia@gmail.com and get all the info for that. What we got going on? So tomorrow, follow Shamice Jacobs. Tomorrow there's an open mic at C Rose's. C Rose's Event Center. Follow Shamice Jacobs or check out my sister Grace Givens will be the host of that. It's an open mic, all different types of artists, rappers, poets, spoken word, storytellers, whatever. Shamice always does awesome events. I was at her last event that she did at RV Project. I think it's RVA. But the RV project that she did, that was absolutely incredible. I enjoyed myself so much. It was tears in the room. It was love in the room. The vibe was excellent. Like it was healing going on. It was really amazing. So shout out to Shamice Jacobs, and I appreciate you for having me there. And shout out to my daughter, Little Jocelyn, for helping me on that day. That's was helping me out, and her big sister Jalon for helping me out the night before to get me prepared for that. I love my babies; they support me as much as they can. So I want to share another one, a couple more before we get out of here. Um, it's Wellness Wednesday, right? So there's a lot of depression out here. There's a lot of a lot of depression going on, a lot of anxiety, a lot of different feelings and mixed emotions. This time of year, a lot of people uh, experience certain types of depression because of the seasons, because of the way the seasons change. There's actually a light that you can get that you can keep put at your desk at work or at home or whatever. It's almost like a ring light, but it's designed to give you those UV rays or that sun rays on your body, so so you don't feel, so you're not supposed to feel as depressed. You know what I mean? Because some people, they go through that when the days are shorter and the nights are longer and things of that nature. So I wanted to share a poem that's called A New Day. Let me see, I'm gonna do A New Day and probably I can do A New Day. I can do anxiety too, so you can get a feel for what, because I deal with anxiety myself. I do deal with PTSD, anxiety. I didn't want to come to grips with it for a long time, but I realized what it was. And I feel like if you know what it is that's bothering you, it's the only way to beat it is to address it and do what you need to do to kick its ass so it's not kicking your ass, right? So this is called A New Day. It's a new day. I've seen many things, but none just the same. A new day brings change when you think of it, but none just the same. It's a new day, I hear, but don't shed a tear. It's a new day. That fear went away. What you don't do today is for a new day. A new way of thinking instead of your mind stinking of thoughts of yesterday, because tomorrow's a new day. Fresh opportunities, depression let loose at me. I'm not for the scrutiny. A new day, I do believe, is a chance to make it right. When a bird takes flight and spreads its wings, a new day brings beautiful springs, sunlight that beams and heats up your skin. A new day brings things unseen and put in perspective. It's not just a message, somebody might end it. Being suspended in space, they gave up their race. A new day, a new space to go and create another way. A new day can bring so much change. Don't give up today, for tomorrow's a new day. What a difference it makes. A new day's no mistake. Just hold on till tomorrow, and then till tomorrow, till the days that follow. Joy's what you swallow, with the side effect of laughter. What you mad for doesn't matter. A new day comes after any type of disaster. What you go through will mold you. It's a new day. It's over. That's a new day. And I want to share anxiety with y'all too. All right, this is called Anxiety. This is in Spitfire Poetry Volume 1. It's available on Amazon, or you can hit me up at my email, johnhansboro, number 13 at gmail.com. You can hit me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of that. I'm under John Hansboro. Or you can follow either one of my two pages, Unusual Favor book page, or Spitfire Poetry Shutdown page. On both on Instagram and Facebook. So you can follow me there. If you need a book, hit me up. I'll send it to you, mail it to you, meet you anywhere. Whatever you need to get done, you'll get it. Okay. So this is called Anxiety. My head is spinning. I can't see clearly. I feel weary. Why am I teary? My breathing is elevated. It feels perpetuated. Regardless, I gotta make it. It feels like I'm devastated, can't fake it. My kids are watching. Could they be future plotting? I told them you have options and life's no Mary Poppins. You may fall, but just keep on rising until you see the horizon. Remember you're breathing. Just keep on believing that this is your season. You'll reap what you're seeding. Start counting. I mean it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look to the floor. It's not spinning anymore. It's just about over. Then what's this again? Sweat drips from my chin. It's happening again. Focus on something. Dive into consumption. Ain't it always something to think all that fussing? Were you saying something? You can't push my buttons because you're up to something. Why are you always fronting? Why panic? It's nothing. Don't let this defy you. You're a king, it's inside you. Just remember you're breathing and keep on believing that this is your season to reap what you're seeding. Breathe. Anxiety. And as I'm reading this right now, this was something that I wrote to me. This is a poem that I wrote to myself. When I read this out loud and look at the words and the way that I put it together, this was something that I actually wrote to myself. You know, this is something that I actually wrote to myself to inspire myself. My sister Grace Jones, shout out to Grace at Poets for Dinner. Y'all want to follow her. She has amazing events at the end of every month where the food is off the chain and the vibe is right. Everything is just right. But you want to follow her, Grace Jones. No, Grace Gibbons. I'm sorry, Precious Grace Gibbons. But just go to the Poets for Dinner Facebook page. She's always sharing stuff on there. Um, let me see. Let's see what is. I'm gonna share one or two out of Spitfire Poetry Volume 2. Again, it's also available on Amazon. This is called Anywhere But Here. Anywhere But Here. I would like a. I would like. I'm sorry. I would tackle a jet. You know, a Lear. Man, I would fly anywhere but here. I would go any time of year to anywhere but here. Don't care about the weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Let's go anywhere but here. Feel the sun on your back, lay in the grass like a deer. Anywhere but here. Toes in the sand, no need for umbrellas. Here it's always the perfect weather. You can leave your sweater. Come on, let's go. The time is here to go anywhere but here. That's one of my short poems that I wrote a few years ago. Yep, yep. This one is called Same Old Shit. This is one of my favorites, actually, out of all of the poems that I have. I have about, I don't know, maybe 10 that are favorites of mine. But this is called Same Old Shit. Same old shit till it's non-existent. The stench reeks for hours. We should be in power. Our unity is not about you and me. When we get past the scrutiny, things will be better, you see. But it's the same old shit indeed. Now the government got grass dispensaries because they are finally making profits, you see. He screams, stay woke, but they don't listen because he's broke. They're on the corner pushing smoke. It's loud outside just because it's summertime. Dirt bikes rolling on cameras they're holding, flooding social media. We read encyclopedias and my children push buttons, gingerbread muffins, but it's the same old shit. Same old shit indeed. On the corner bleeding, he just took a beating from the boys in blue. What you gonna do? Same old shit indeed. Viral video of a booty shaking hoe got hundreds of views, and we all watch the news to see if we recognize any of them dudes. BMP 13 on another murder scene, and they decorate the city in yellow tape that's sticky because they shot little Ricky. So they marched for 30 days. It's the same old shit today. What I was feeling when I wrote that um, was just tiredness, exhaustion, fed up, you know, just tired of shit. Um, This one is called Justice. I think I wrote this one around the time when George Floyd was taken from us. I think I wrote this one around this time. This is really short, but it's called Justice. Justice. Where's the justice for my people of color? Is there any justice? An old man told me a long time ago, if you're looking for justice, son, look no further. All you will find is just us. No justice, just us. No justice for the murder, just us. No justice for the racism, just us. No justice for the brutality, just us. No justice for the rape and massacre of my people, just us. Mm. And I got to share this one too. Spitfire Poetry Volume 2, like I said, available on Amazon. This is one of my favorites as well. It's called Hey Little Black Boy. I was inspired to write this after one of my own open mic events that I did at Glory Days. Shout out to them up there at Towson. My sister, author, poet, Shakespeare, shared a poem that was called Hey Little Black Girl. And that shit was dope. And it inspired me to write something, about black boys. Um, and I started writing some of it back then, and then I stopped. I don't always finish all my poems right out. But then I picked it back up, just being frustrated one day, and the news constantly these young boys getting shot and murdered and killed, and unfortunately I've had losses of family members that are young, so it just like sometimes it just I'm tired of saying enough is enough. Like what do we something's need to be done. But anyway, this is called Hey Little Black Boy. Hey little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute, because I was once in your place, so you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in a world where not much is right. Little black boy, you're going to see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in them chains. You'll start to come across bits and pieces of racism, but your school system will claim they're trying to relate to what you face every day. Little black boy, watch where you play and mind what you say. I know in school they tell you we all are equal, but there's fine print at the end of that statement. Little black boy, at 12 years old, you could be gunned down for being in the wrong part of town. Little black boy, as you grow into your teenage years, that's when shit starts to get real. Keep yourself active. Don't hang with them bastards. Learn a trade, anything with your hands. Just keep up your grades. Little black boy, be respectful and listen to your elders. They can teach you some things, but you know everything, right? Don't be stupid, little black boy. They were here before you. You could learn from their stories. Little black boy, know that you must work twice as hard when competing for that job. Don't dress like a slob. Keep yourself clean. It don't have to be expensive. It's still going to look mean. Little black boy, the man make the clothes. Don't listen to them hoes. Little black boy, stay off them blocks. You may think it's slick till you in jail taking dick and washing outfits. Little black boy, that life ain't for you. Don't be a fool, and you might bend the rules, but always be true to who you are. A soldier in battle. The horn sounds every day, little black boy. Keep God in your life and pray every day. Spitfire Poetry Shutdown Volume 1 and 2. Check it out on Amazon. Also, while I'm thinking about it too, shout out to my brother Desmond Guy. I went to his open mic, me and my wife, Monday. Monday of this week, couple day before last. Awesome. Always like going there. I like the vibe in that space that he has it at. So you want to follow Desmond, it's called Imaginary Mondays. It's awesome. He also does something on Thursdays, Sangria Thursdays, I believe, is an open mic. So check it out. If you need something, man, that to uplift you or to help you in some way, if you follow my Instagram and Facebook page, I'm always sharing whoever's doing something. You know what I mean? Whoever is having an open mic, or especially if it's somebody that I support or supports me or whatever, because I don't I don't have an issue with sharing other people's businesses. That's crazy to me not to, honestly, but everybody's different. But anyway, yeah, you want to check him out, Desmond Guy. Imaginary Mondays every first and third Monday. And then on Thursdays, he has Sangria Thursdays. Sonnets and Sangria Thursdays. I forget the other part of it or what he calls it. All right, I gotta get ready to get out of here. Let me see. I want to share one more poem before I talk y'all out of here. Quarantine. I want to go with that one. I want to go with quarantine, and actually, I'm gonna do one more after quarantine. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. But anyway, this is called quarantine. Of course, I wrote it when we've been quarantined, right? Quarantine trying my patience. That's a true understatement. That shit's running short like a fat ass nigga on a basketball. My kids eating up all the goddamn food. They saying depressing shit on the news. Got my mama confused and worried. She hits my phone in a hurry whenever she hears something new. Lord, help her find something new. My 8-year-old was up to 4 a.m. This message gotta end. What are you gonna do when Hogan runs down on you with an 8 p.m. curfew? Get all the essentials. I write with pens, not pencils, so it can't be erased. I learned from my mistakes. Tired of containment, I walk from my bedroom to my basement, spending time in every room. What else is there to do? Barbershops closed, hair salons too. Your lady trying to line up your head, just stopping, and she looks like she stuck her finger in a socket. The hairdo is whack. She got to put on a hat. If my kids ask me more, it's another snack, I think I may snap. If I hear the word unsub one more time, my wife, she got to chill with the Criminal Minds. Episode after episode, how many series they got? I'm gonna unplug this fire stick and cut off this Wi-Fi. Thank you. I can't even see who that just was, but I appreciate you, brother, for checking me out. Also, guys, follow me on Clubhouse. Every now and then I open up a room on Clubhouse. I love I love that app. It's cool as shit. You meet all different types of people on there. But sometimes I'll most of the time I jump in everybody else's room because I like meeting people and seeing what's going on. But every now and then I'll host my own room and just whoever comes in, we just get it in for about an hour, and that's it. I want to share Just Experimenting too. This is gonna be the last poem. Just experimenting. We were just experimenting, touching and feeling like a blind couple reading Braille. She aroused my interest. I stood at attention on rocks hard, not to mention. We were just experimenting while parents were upstairs, my hands in her hair and her hands through my zipper. As the ice cream truck rolled the block, she licked me like a blow pop. Fellatio, at 8 years old, we kept it a secret, neither one of us told. Playing house whenever our parents hung out, she would grab my crotch and shove her breast in my mouth. We were just experimenting. She would play with my soldier. I was happy when she was over. She would come over for play and teach me a few things. We were just experimenting when she began to rub me fast until she felt a sensation. I felt something too. What it was, I had no clue. Never would have thought that it would affect me. Later in life, I got mad if you didn't sex me. I guess I was spoiled. I never looked at it as trauma. So keep this between me and you. Don't you tell my mama. All right, guys. I appreciate you all for watching and following and supporting me and purchasing books. The next show on December 15th, you do not want to miss that one. A sister that I've been following from Tennessee, her name, she called her poetic name is Jams Spoken. Jams Spoken. And she is phenomenal. I've been following her for a month or two now. Looking at some of her videos, she at times shares videos where she spits some of her poetry. She also sings. She has a wonderful voice. Um, but I cannot wait for that. That's going to be fun. Um, I reached out to her to see if she wanted to come on the show, and she was like, "Of course, sure, no problem. I would love to." And that's the purpose of the show. I like that. I like to put this out there. I want us to be able to help people with what we do with our words, because we can't help people with what we do, with what we say and how we say it, how we deliver it, where it's coming from, how deep it is, the shit that we pull it from. That stuff can help somebody in such a way where it may save somebody's life. Like, really, it may save somebody's life. You know what I mean? So December 15th, 7 p.m. to 8 o'clock, Jam Spoken in Tennessee. I cannot wait. I appreciate her. Also, follow my wife. Hey, baby, follow my wife, Shalonda Hansboro, on Facebook, and on Instagram. She is S Shansboro, S Hansboro. Um, but my wife is, I believe she's getting geared to planning, maybe a small Christmas celebration. I can always tell when she got something in her spirit, the way she sings around the house and things like that. So she's got something planning. I can tell. So you want to follow her, like I said, on Instagram at S Hansboro, or on Facebook at Shalonda Hansboro. Okay. Also, follow my sister-in-law, Sharonda Hansboro. She may kill me, but I gotta put it out there. My sister-in-law, Sharonda Hansboro. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram. Check out S. Creations. Beautiful stuff. Like, check it out. I'm telling you, S. Creations. Go to the page, check it out. She does amazing things with cakes and just pretzels and all different types of stuff. She made a beautiful basket for me for my birthday. That it was awesome. So you want to check her out, S. Creations. You know what I mean? Support your people, man. Support people out here, y'all. We got people that's talented, that's doing some amazing shit. You know what I mean? So support your friends and family when they doing something. Okay. I appreciate you all for watching. I love you all. As I say all the time, you have to bless someone else if you want to be blessed. You must bless somebody else. You can't bless anybody else. How the hell do you expect to be blessed? All right. Have a good night. Be vigilant. Stay safe. Keep your mask on. Look out for one another. All right. Have a good night. See y'all next Saturday, December 15th, 7 to 8. Jam Spoken. It's going to be a good show. Have a good one.